because you're too worried about what you think other people think about you. And you don't want them to judge you. But here's what I know about them. And here's what I know about you. It doesn't matter what you say, they're going to judge you anyway.
The reason nobody has discipline anymore is because it's not taught. Discipline isn't taught. And the idea of being disciplined is seen as negative. And we also live in a world where everything and everybody is vying for our attention. Everything. There's ads everywhere. YouTube happens quickly. Kids are being raised with iPads. Like when I was a kid or you were a kid, we had a coloring book. Now they got flashing lights and little video games. Like, how do you think you're going to keep his attention as he grows old? He's been entertained by some of the best software developers in the world permanently since the second he can pick up an iPad. So your attention's very, very difficult. And that's what discipline is, really. It's the ability to stay focused on one thing for a long period of time. And I think most people don't realize how bad their attention span is or how much discipline they lack until they really start to suffer from it. And that's what will happen, especially as a man. I can't say as a woman because I'm not a woman, but as a man, if you don't have the ability to knuckle down and focus on something for a long time, life's going to punish you. Sooner or later, life's going to wake you up. And the reality of mastery and the reality of success is that it's not really a glamorous story. Like, how do you become the best boxer in the world? You do the same thing over and over for 15 years. Jab, cross, hook. Like, it's boring, you know, but that's what discipline is. So the idea that a lot of people want to be constantly entertained, I want to be entertained, that's boring. Well, that's why you need discipline. People want to be constantly motivated. Oh, I don't feel motivated. Listen, if you're not motivated to go to the gym, and that has resulted in you being obese, suffering health adversity, so you're now damaged your health. On top of that, you're less attractive to females. On top of that, your energy levels are lower. If you really need motivation to just lose weight and live a life worth living, then there's something wrong with you. I train every single day and I'm never motivated, but I'm disciplined. I never wake up and think, yeah, I want to train. I've been training my whole life. I'm bored of it, but it's something that has to be done, right? So the idea of entertainment, the idea of motivation, these things are completely detrimental to discipline. People come to me all the time and say, how do I get motivated? I say, you don't, you get disciplined. I don't care if you feel like doing X. You must do X or you will stay a loser. So do you want to be a loser or do you want to do X? There's nothing to do with motivation. So a lot of these things, people are constantly distracted. And I think a lot of the things that are taught and told about discipline are actually detrimental to a disciplined mindset as a whole.
Every single dude that I knew that was about it in business, they were disciplined, right? Discipline. Now this one right here is spooky because I met a lot of men who were very successful financially and they thought because they had money, they didn't have to be disciplined and they ended up losing everything. They weren't disciplined, right? They became alcoholics, right? Sex addicts, right? Didn't move with integrity. That's the one thing, man, I love about, man, y'all, man, for real, I'm telling y'all got to get with the right crew. Y'all, when y'all hear Maul talk about getting up and working out, it don't got nothing, man, I promise y'all. It don't have nothing to do with, like, I ain't following no man because he got muscles. I'm following Maul because he got muscles that come from discipline. Like, I promise you, you call Maul, like, yo, Maul, the podcast, you heard the podcast. Yo, Maul, we want you to go see this. They try to, you know what I'm saying, get Maul to see his billboard that's out there. Trying to trick Maul. Maul, like, I can't do it. They're like, we need you to come right now. You're like, this is my workout time. Whatever you trying to show me, work out. I got to work out. I'm trying to get on this scale and be the same weight I was when I was coming out of college. That's discipline. I was like, you on a scale when? He's like, every day. I was like, that's my problem. How you been on the scale? How you been on the scale? About 5 years. I'm just guessing. I'm 189. You know what I'm saying? See, I feel 189. You know what I'm saying? The way my pants fit. 189. All right, let's go. Here's where me and my wife get into it. So my wife was like, first she said, you need more structure. I was like, in my company, I don't need no more structure. Structure ain't the problem. I can go show you a whole bunch of structure. I said, I got it, sweetheart. I'm not willing to make the adjustment, but I don't run the type of company where I want to get up every day and, what's the word I'm looking for? See, like I don't want to get up every day and be nobody's boss. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to get up and micromanage nobody, right? So the challenge is, at some point, you're going to have to learn to be disciplined. You're going to have to learn, if you say you're going to wake up at 8 o'clock, you're going to get up at 8 o'clock, no matter how you feel. Like you got to be disciplined. And to get to the next level of success, you can't just have energy when you got energy. I want to make sure y'all catch that. If you're running a business and it's 365, then 365. You got to wake up every day and you got to go get it. Why? Because if you don't hunt, you don't eat. So here's the deal. If you hunt it in January and you got enough food for January, you don't get to chill February. You got to get up in February and go get enough food for February. And so what a lot of us do, we aren't disciplined. Like we're not self-motivated. We're not self-regulated. We need outside people to push us. And that's not how the Creator made us. He didn't make us for other people to be over us. So here's what I told my wife. Sweetheart, if another human can tell you to get up and go to work and do what you're supposed to do, why can't you pretend like if you need another human, be the human. You be that human. If you need somebody to tell you need to lose 100 pounds, be your own voice to tell yourself you need to. Don't go pay nobody $50,000 to lose weight when you can do it yourself. And I'm not saying don't get a person, but at some point you got to cut that person off. Why? Because if you don't have personal discipline, you'll never get to the next level. The next level is not something that's far away. Like Maul said, the next level is Execution is not something that, we do. It's something that we are. And most of us aren't disciplined. It's like you just go, like you drink, so you just go, you can't tell yourself, you know what, I'm not mad that you drink, but you got to drink during the weekday. Like you drinking in the morning before you go to work. He gone now. He's no longer with us. You drinking in the afternoon. You drinking at night. Like I'm feeling you like to drink, but like all day, every day, the weekend, the weekday, and some of you, there are things you like, you have absolutely no control. You are like a slave to you. You are a slave to your personality. You are a slave to some of your vices. You are a slave to some of the things you like. You are a slave. You have absolutely no control. And what I'm telling you is the reason why we fast from time to time is not that we have to fast, but at some point you got to fast because you got to tell the flesh who's in control. I'm in control. You're not in control. I know you don't want to wake up. You don't have an option. Get up. We trying to eat. There's a certain lifestyle we want. You think I want to get up at 3 o'clock? I put up a video. Nikki, I don't know what happened. I miscommunicated with Nikki this morning. I'm supposed to do the videos at 3, or either I give them to Nikki and then she'll do them. But some kind of way, I don't know. I must have went to sleep, woke up. I didn't know what time it was. So I sent Nikki what I wanted to say. And I looked this morning, I sent it at 12 o'clock at night, midnight. I thought I sent it like 10:30, 11. So when I got up, it was like 3 something our time. And I was like, shoot, I ain't put my video up. And I put the video up and I heard something in the back of my mind say, oh, it's okay, you on vacation. I said, what? Oh, it's okay. They'll understand. I said, little man who getting up at 3 to read my stuff because he got somewhere to go, he don't know that I'm on vacation. He don't know that I'm here. That don't got nothing to do with his life. He don't know I'm in Mexico. I ain't posting no video. He don't have the slightest idea. He just know wherever he live in the world, at my 3 o'clock, he uses that stuff to do what he's supposed to do, and he's sitting there waiting. And an hour go by. He like, I guess he ain't posting today. Listen to me. I was so late posted, I almost didn't want to post because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I'm about an hour and 50 minutes, 2 minutes off. I'm 2 hours off. God said post it anyway. That's discipline. I don't gotta post no videos. I'm way past posting videos. Posting videos was something we did to blow up. We blew up. I don't gotta post videos. I don't post videos to get motivated. I don't post videos to get inspired. I post videos to be disciplined. Get your butt up and post a video. Either you post it the night before to Nikki, and she does it, or when you get up at 3 o'clock and you do it. That's discipline. That's a certain time frame that I'm supposed to eat and certain things I'm supposed to eat and then not eat after a certain time. I'm making money. I can eat whatever I want, but I'm trying to discipline myself because there was a time I did not discipline myself. You are not where you want to be, not because you need any more gifts. You don't need nothing else. You need to discipline yourself. You need to learn to tell you no. You keep talking about everybody else. You can't tell no. You can't tell you no. You can't tell you stop. You can't tell you quit. You can't tell you nothing. You got to get to a point where you're disciplined. And what separates the talented, if everybody's talented, if everybody's equally gifted, what separates us is discipline.
Today on this video, I'm going to show you how to beat procrastination, go from excuse maker to action taker, and get it done now. I'm going to show you that no one has a procrastination problem. People think they have a procrastination problem, but I've never met a person in my life with a procrastination problem. The reason people procrastinate, any of us, is because we are associating more pain than pleasure with the actual getting of this thing done. If I just change it and I start associating more pleasure than pain to this activity, I'll get the thing done. Now, the interesting thing about it is, regardless of the thing, it's like we think, well, I'm just procrastinating this thing because this is the thing that I don't like to do. No, you're procrastinating because of how you're using your mind or avoiding using your mind. But I'm going to show you how to use your mind in such a way. And by the way, not only does this work in helping you not procrastinate, it'll also work in helping you help other people when you're communicating with them not to procrastinate. It'll help you help your spouse to stop procrastinating. It'll help you help your children stop procrastinating. It'll help you, if you're a teacher, help your students stop procrastinating if you understand this principle. So, this is you. These are the facts. And you observe the facts. Maybe you see them. Maybe you hear them. And when you observe the facts, the very first thing you do is you put a frame around the facts. And that frame has a positive aspect and a negative aspect. Now, the positive and negative aspect of the facts have to be there in order for the fact to be there. What does that even mean? What it means is there's no such thing as a purely positive fact. And there's no such thing as a purely negative fact. And so what happens when we put this frame around the fact is that frame is in the form of a focus in our head. And that focus in our head, if we're focused on the positive aspect of the fact, it makes us happy or it energizes us so that we can go and take that action. But if we focus on the negative aspect of the fact, it makes us sad or some negative emotion, so we avoid whatever that activity is. Now, as soon as I create a frame around the fact and I start focusing on either the positive or the negative, the first thing I do is I start building a belief. And it doesn't matter if the belief is true. It's my belief. People think that they believe things because they're true, but here's the reality. people think things are true because they believe them. And if you can become self-aware enough to know that the things that you are believing are true, you're believing they're true because you think them rather than you think they're true because you believe them rather than thinking that you believe them because they're true. Just be aware of that. And it may be true, but the reason you believe it is because you think it's true. Are y'all tracking? Okay. And so the first thing I do when I focus on the fact, I focus on the fact in my head, then I develop in my mind, I develop a belief. And that belief also has a positive and a negative. If I'm focused on the positive aspect of the fact, that belief manifests in my life as faith, which faith without works is dead. What does that mean? That means if I really believe something, I'm going to do something about it. But if I'm focused on the negative aspect of the fact, then it's going to manifest a belief called doubt. Now, here's the thing most people don't understand. Faith and doubt are both belief. Most people think that faith is belief and doubt is the absence of belief. But doubt is not the absence of belief. Faith is belief in the outcome I desire. Doubt is belief in the outcome I don't desire. And so it's not that, well, a person who has faith doesn't have doubt. Everybody who has faith has doubt. You doubt the opposite of the thing you have faith in. And everybody who has doubt has faith. They have faith in the thing that's opposite of what they're doubting. And that's just how life works. And so what we have to do is we have to be aware and hyper intentional about what aspect of the facts we focus on. Because the aspect of the facts we focus on cause us to believe things that affect outcomes in our lives. That's why, have you ever heard the phrase, if your attitude is right, the facts don't matter? This is why. I need to have the kind of attitude where I'm focused on the positive aspect of the facts as often as possible, unless focusing on the positive aspect of the fact is going to put my life or health or family or finances or something that's important to me in jeopardy. If focusing on the positive aspect of the fact does not somehow put me in jeopardy, how could focusing on the positive aspect of the fact? Let's say somebody's breaking in my house. I think, oh, they're just breaking in my house because they want to come say hi, right? I'm focused on, that's an erroneous belief that could cause me harm, right? And I'm focused on the positive aspect of the fact. Now, is it possible that somebody could be breaking into my house because they want to come say, I mean, that possibility exists, but what's the likelihood? Not likely. Are y'all tracking? Okay, so when I focus on the positive aspect of the fact, I manifest a belief called faith, or I focus on the negative aspect of the fact and manifest a belief called doubt, what happens is this belief travels down into my heart and it produces a feeling in my heart. Did you know that feelings are the fuel of action? Did you hear what I just said? Feelings are the fuel of action. What does that even mean? That means human beings are singularly motivated. People do what they do for one reason and one reason only, and that is because we feel like it. See, I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock when my alarm went off. I actually woke up a little before my alarm went off, 7 minutes before my alarm went off. But I'm getting up at 5 anyway. I'm certainly not going to get up 7 minutes early. And when my alarm clock went off, I did not push snooze. Why didn't I push snooze? Because I knew I had a limited amount of time to work out, but I could have gone back to bed and skipped working out. But then that takes my objective that I'm working on to be able to hit my driver 300 yards, right? It pushes it further and further into the future. Or maybe it pushes it so far into the future that I'll never get it done. So I'm getting up and I'm working out, and this body is going to serve me. It is not the boss. I'm the boss. And so I got up. And so why did I get up? Because I felt like the feeling that I had that if I get up and go work out, I'm going to eventually be able to hit 300-yard drives. Right? I'll be able to hit my drives 300 yards. But if I don't get up, I'll keep dribbling out there 200, 200, 200. Okay, so I get a feeling in my heart. Now the feeling in my heart is going to be determined by the focus in my head, whether it's causing me to manifest faith or doubt. If while I'm focused on the positive aspect of the fact, I manufacture a belief called faith, then that faith is going to cause me to have a feeling called anticipation. Anticipation is it's the energy I get when the outcome I expect is desirable to me. Like if we could master building internal anticipation intentionally, it would change our lives forever. And by the way, most people have almost no practice. Most of the anticipation that we get, someone outside of us creates it. Like Apple is very good at creating anticipation for the new iPhone. But what if you were as good at creating anticipation for getting in shape, or for creating wealth for your family, or for whatever, getting a promotion at your job? What if you could intentionally build as much intentionality or anticipation intentionally for that as you allow businesses and corporations to build for you? Like when you wake up and you pick up your phone and you start looking at TikTok, or you start looking at Facebook, or you start looking at Instagram, or you start looking at YouTube. What if you could build anticipation for things that move the needle in your life Like they've built anticipation in you for things that don't move the needle in your life. Okay, y'all tracking. And so anticipation is like that feeling you get on Christmas Eve when you know what you're getting. And you're a little kid and your parents send you to bed early and you can't sleep. Why can't you sleep? Because you're being energized by your expectation of a magnificent future in less than 12 hours. Right? Anticipation energizes us. But if we're focusing on the negative aspect of the fact, then the feeling in our heart, or that we're going to manifest out, and the feeling in our heart is not going to be anticipation, it's going to be anxiety. Anxiety is the thief of our dreams. This is why Jesus said, be anxious over nothing. He said, be careful for nothing. I mean, he said, take no thought for tomorrow. That means don't be anxious about tomorrow. Why did he say that? Here's what he's saying. Jesus is saying, stop wasting today's energy worrying about tomorrow's problem. And every time you feel yourself having anxiety over something, by the way, anxiety, let me show you what anxiety feels like. Your hands sweat. Your heart palpitates. Your breathing gets shallow. Your mind races. And you're so exhausted you can't do anything but sit down. That's what anxiety is. Anticipation is the energy I get when the outcome I expect is desirable of me.